Hello and welcome to my studio. It's Lois here from Lois and Morgana Davidson Art, and today I'm going to be showing you how I painted this oak tree. I started off with a pencil drawing and then went over it with black fine liners, trying to keep that distinctive and shapely silhouette of a winter oak tree. And then once I've finished this loose line work, I'm going to go over it with a really loose wash of some of my favourite colours in a limited palette, aiming for a rugged and windswept atmosphere. I'll time-lapse the drawing process as it takes a little while. I think this sketch and then the fine liner line work took about 15-20 minutes to do, but if I speed it up, you can still see the whole process and see how I built up the shape of the tree. While it's not perfect, it's a nice exercise in trying to keep the distinctive silhouette of the oak tree. I used a Faber-Castell Artist Pitt pen, a calligraphy pen with a chisel tip for the heavier lines, and now I'm finishing off the finer branches using a 0.5mm nib. My paper is Milford cold press paper. It's taped to my board with decorator's masking tape and at an angle of about 20 degrees. Note how I've drawn my branches in, sort of tending over towards the right, as if that's the direction that the wind generally blows in. And so the tree has sort of grown, stretched in that sort of direction. So that's what I'm going to do with my brushwork, painting wet in wet, wetting the page first with a large wash brush, and then applying really dark paint, Payne's grey and sepia here, spraying it with a water spray, and then I shall tip and tilt it, allowing the paint to run now that it's loosened up by the water spray, spraying a little bit more if I need to, and going in with a brush just to move the paint around. And when I like the look of it, I'll turn the board back round and then take a clean tissue or paper towel and dab out some clouds and make further adjustments with brushwork and using a palette knife to scrape through some texture. I'm trying to maintain the windswept directionality of the clouds, following the direction of the branches and twigs, using my brushwork and tonal values to enhance the scene, but also to create the expressive quality of this rugged landscape and the windswept movement that I'm looking to achieve in this study. So I can go in and add some nice dark Payne's grey here and there around some of the lighter marks. Just trying to create a suggestion of detail, not painting detail itself. As you can see, the line work is holding its own beneath the washes. I think I'd like to try this with a much looser sketch. This sketch itself, the line work here is quite sort of carefully drawn, trying to create the shape of the oak tree. But I think that this kind of technique would work really nicely with a much looser, sketchier style of line work. So maybe I'll try something like that. Let me know what you think, whether you like this style of line work or whether you'd prefer to see it a little bit looser. And just to finish it off, I've decided to use a little bit of hooker's green over the ivy that's wrapped around the trunk of this oak tree, just to add a little bit of focus and detail to the tree itself. So I think I'm just about done. I'm going to remove the tape and have a look at it with its clean white border. This helps me to see how it looks as a finished study. And I'm quite pleased with this as an experiment. This has worked reasonably well. I like the directionality of the sky. I like how windswept it looks. And I like the loose and rugged suggestions of detail in the landscape. And I like the way the tree kind of leans into the wind. So I hope you found that helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know whether you'd like to see more of these kind of really loose studies, because I think that they can be really helpful just to take the pressure off yourself and to really try and paint expressively using a limited palette. You can learn an awful lot about creating atmosphere without painting too much detail. Well, I'm back off to the studio now to paint up a few more storms because I'm really in the mood for these sorts of expressive paintings. If you enjoyed this demo, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. It's free to do and it really helps with our reach. And thank you so much to everybody that supports our channel via Patreon. We really do appreciate you. I'll see you again soon. Take care and happy painting. Bye.